Hey, this is Steven from Legit PC, and today we're going to review Batman Arkham Origins. This is a great game. I have so far played up to, I guess, my threshold that I usually do, which is 12 hours. So I've done about 25% of the game, and in 12 hours I've done 25%, so it's about a 50-hour playthrough. Alright, so I'm into the video options. There's a lot of video options. This is a great utilization of a dedicated physics card, NVIDIA Physics. It is huge on that. On my second card, I get up to 30% usage on the dedicated physics card. It's a 460 superclock, so great, well-optimized game for that. I'm running a 660 Ti with that 460 dedicated physics card, and I'm getting about 46 frames per second, everything maxed out. So that dedicated physics card definitely helps with this. So now it's going to be about a 20-minute review, and we're going to get on to the footage here in a second. But you see all the different options, and like I said, 660 Ti will play it perfectly fine at 46 frames per second, maxed out, if you had a dedicated physics card. Now if you didn't, you'd probably need 670 or an overclocked 660 Ti to do the same thing. Alright, so now let's take a look at the engine. Now in this video I'm not going to have any actual footage of Gotham, because you don't really spend too much time out there. You fly back and forth, and then once you defeat the enemies outside, you go in somewhere, and that's it. So most of the time you're spending in some place like this, but you could see the absolute beauty of this game engine. Unreal Engine 3 modified to DirectX 11. Absolutely great looking game, great effects, great sound, and also it plays really good. It plays great. As you can see, 46 frames per second on maxed out. It's or sometimes even higher if you're depending on what you're looking at. Right here you're seeing like 55 frames per second. But really great running game, really great special effects and things like that. And the gameplay, we're going to get into the gameplay in a second. The gameplay has massively improved from Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. It's very, very good. I personally didn't like the previous two. I wasn't really a fan because I've never really been a Batman fan, but this setting that they have really brings out it's for everybody, people that are Batman fans and people that aren't. You get assimilated with who Batman is and the enemies in the Batman world, and the enemies of Gotham, the criminals, the masterminds, things like that. So here, of course, the return of the flow combat system, where left click is to hit, right click is to dodge. I think it's massively improved. I find it a lot better than the previous ones. I don't know if the enemies are similar in this one as they are to the previous ones, but the enemies are a lot funner to fight because some of them attack a lot more quickly than others, and also the combo, not the combo system, but the upgrade system. I don't have any footage, but I'll just explain it to you. The upgrade system only has 2 different places to add stuff to. Places that you can customize. Everything else is basically unlocked as you progress. One would be your stealth, your stealth moves, stuff like takeouts and bat claws and things like that. Upgrades for your explosive gel, etc. And then you have hand-to-hand combat upgrades, where you could have increased melee defense and increased ballistics defense, which is defense against rounds that are fired from a gun. And also you have your the gloves, the electric gloves that you unlock later, as well as some additional takedowns. Basically, you have another one that also brings down the takedown. How many combos you need till you can do a takedown from 8 to 5. So really great game. They really improved on it, and here you see a little glitch, but other than that, the game is pretty much doesn't really have any glitches that I could comment on. There is a few that you see in here. There's only 2. There's another one in the multiplayer footage, but that was a takedown right there. Other than that, the game plays really well, and you see there I leveled up. You go into tab, and you also get to play a little bit as Joker, what you see here during the campaign. And he has, you know, the different takedown moves. That there was a takedown.
Can cleave off little pieces of your past.
It's really quite an interesting campaign. I really like it. It's definitely got a lot of stuff that you could play through, and you know, it's got, you know, 50 hours of gameplay, so you could just keep going. And a lot of extra stuff comes up on the side that you could, you know, take a little break from your normal campaign and go after those secondary objectives and really extend how long you play for. Something like the Mad Hatter or Anarchy or the Riddler. All those kinds of things are extra cards, not a main objective of the story. And you get to learn. Oh, and also Deadshot. Deadshot's another one. And of course, a big thing about the Batman games, the last three, are the boss battles. And here you see I'm battling Slade, which is keep forgetting his name for some reason. I'll remember it here in a second. Deathstroke, there it is. But they do get kind of boring, especially if you die once. You have to start all over again. Especially when it's like these types of things where you're just like, that was a takedown right there. But if you're just, you know, hitting the counter button and hitting the punch button, and once you hit the punch button, he automatically counters, and then you have to counter his counter, just like that right there. It'll get kind of weird. It'll get kind of boring to one point if you do die. So it does get very repetitive, especially if you don't pass it the first time. But that's alright, just pass it the first time and you don't have to worry about it again. A lot of the enemies are different. Some are pretty weak, others are pretty interesting. But the fight scenes are very similar because all of it still uses the flow characteristics like you see here, just like you're fighting anybody else. And here you see I get like a massive 20 hit counter, 20 hit spree, and I'll use it there. But this is actually the second time I played through Deathstroke's combat here. I died one time, so I had to go through it all over again, so it was kind of boring. But here's some of those more intense just villains that you have to face, rather than just the standard ones. Like these attack really fast and they'll dodge your blades, things like that, and they'll dodge your counters. Sometimes they'll re-counter you. So it makes for a really interesting game, and of course you have each of the different gangs, right? Penguins, people do different things. Penguins mercenaries do different things. Bane's mercenaries do different things like that. And then of course they're all dressed differently too, so you could tell which one's which. But yeah, overall a great campaign. I'm definitely going to finish the campaign when I get a chance, because we have a big opening between games, as a lot of the companies are releasing console exclusives. So that's it for my campaign footage. This is now multiplayer footage. So this was filmed yesterday, so it's still got people in it, but there's not too many. You know, of course, definitely not the following that you'd see in something like Call of Duty. But it still does have its goods and its faults. So I really enjoyed it. There's a couple things that are pretty weird about it. Like, for example, if someone leaves out of your team, it doesn't give you an extra person. Someone will never connect. You have to wait till the round ends in order to get somebody else on your team, which kind of is pretty bad. But it is very balanced. It's a very balanced game, unless you're fighting someone that has really high level. And there's no glitch. No, not really a big deal. But unless you're fighting someone really high level that has really high weapons and things like that, then it gets kind of really not very balanced. So, but if you do have if you do run out of one person, you're down one person or whatever, you have respawns, right? So if it's better to be down one person than have somebody that is just losing your reinforcements all the time. So I guess it's balanced that way, which not a lot of games are. It brings out all the good stuff in games like this. They really put some time into it, in the map creation and things like that. How you get randomized whether you're one of the heroes. I'm not completely sure if this was the same thing in the previous games, but definitely well done multiplayer here, and it has its good moments where you know, if you're the elites, you could become your master, right? So you can either become Bane or Joker depending on which group you're in, and not really any glitches. You know, there is some points where you're like, wow, you hit me with the explosive limp all the way across the map, and you hit me with one shot, now I'm dead type thing. But other than that, and if you're, you know, the other team has 3 people and you have 1 person and they're grouping up, then it's pretty hard for you to do anything. Or if you have 1 person on each team and then you're fighting against Batman and Robin and they're just kicking your butt because it's 2 against 2, heroes against the 2 elites, and you're really outmatched. Other than that, I mean, it's this. Most people are getting this game for its campaign, but it's really cool that it has a multiplayer that actually they put some thought into. They weren't like, oh, hey, no one's gonna play the multiplayer because it's a campaign game. In this case, you could play it for its multiplayer game, but there are some weird things, and it's not very popular, things like that. But it does have potential, as you see here. You know, other games. Hopefully, they have. Another game that they try to do something like this, and hopefully it gets more of a draw on the next Batman game that they make, so that more people continue to play it. So after this footage here, I have some footage of Elite, and in that Elite I was on Joker's team, and I got I went and got the Joker. So play a little bit more as Joker. Here's that footage right here, and you see some of the items that you can unlock. In this case, I have the nail gun, and it's a really short range weapon that you do a lot of damage up close. And here you see that I have the SMG, which is a really weak weapon until you get to like level 6. And then here's that bomb balloon thing. I thought I saw somebody go past. I saw Batman, so I was like, hey, maybe if I blow it up, I might get him. But I think it's a really well balanced game. It's really fun. Even the multiplayer. I mean, you get 50 hours of campaign, and then you have multiplayer to play. So they really, you know, thought it through when they put it together. Maybe not as much as a campaign, but you know, they did put some thought into it, to where you could actually play against, you know, other people rather than just the AI in the campaign. People that, you know, run away when you run at them or whatever, or might try to, or might even run away when you're attacking their friends or whatnot.
Robin got it.
They'll try to intimidate us by taking you out. So
Now I'm back. Now you got the nail gun again.
Good luck with that. We got Robin! Oh, goody!
So yeah, as you can see, really cool all around, and of course I'm maxed out at 60 frames per second, probably got VSync on. The graphics drop a little bit for the multiplayer, but still a very cool game. The level design is awesome, and really enjoyed it. And you know, if you get tired of playing single player, you can play a little bit of multiplayer, and then get back to your single player game. But here you see that it's 2 against 1 now, which, I mean, it's alright because Robin and Batman are teaming up on us, so, and I get Joker here in a second.
making such an impression the Bat himself is after you. Give him my regards. Kill him. Not Robin! They have reinforcements!
Nearly out of ammo.
That's giving him what for! Keep it up!
And these games are about 20-minute long games. So pretty short games. Really enjoy playing them. Wish there was more people that played it, but there's not that many. It'd take you a while to find a full game, and you can only play when it's a full game. It has to be at 8 out of 8 players.
Because if you don't, you get Bane.
And here I'm running towards that that face thing, which is basically your leader, I guess you could say.
Now keep it.
Mr. J wants to play. Someone better let him in, or it'll get messy fast.
Super villain, I guess. And now I get to play as Joker. So he's got a big revolver that's a one-shot kill on pretty much everybody. He has infinite run, and also a lot more health than everybody else. Now I just have the footage with him, and then that's all the footage I have, and then we'll go into the conclusion. And as you see here, there is a little bit of lag. This is a person-to-person connection. This is not dedicated servers, so they do have that, you know, that lag. And yeah, I get a one-shot kill on Batman.
I killed Batman! Now what am I
So
going to do?
it's a good game. I mean, it's not. It doesn't have that campaign. I mean, it's different. I don't know if it's got that quality of campaign, that quality of multiplayer that you see in Splinter Cell. That was really something else. But it is up there. I mean, there's plenty of unlockables, plenty of guns, plenty of items, plenty of customization qualities that you can put onto your character. So I guess it is of that quality of Splinter Cell. They're really pretty equal games. And here I get taken out by Robin. So now we're gonna go into the conclusion here. For the conclusion, now this game, it's a really great game. It has both that campaign and multiplayer, and also I was gonna add, if you guys are looking for any other footage, look up on my channel for the day 1 of Batman Arkham Origins or day 1 of Batman Arkham Origins multiplayer. So campaign and multiplayer. That will have 30 minutes of the first 30-minute walkthrough of the game and the first 30 minutes of multiplayer. If you're interested in this game and you're thinking about getting it, that's where I would go to check that out. So game's a good deal. 50 hours of gameplay, almost probably $1 per hour you get. So $1 per hour gives you 50 hours, $50, right? And then you have the multiplayer. So you get to learn more about Batman, because in this particular game he's only had the suit for about 2 years. So you learn everything there is to know about him, and you're in Gotham, which of course the other two were in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. So this is like, you know, where they the designers got to really let loose and design a world that you see in movies and things like that of Gotham City and all of its corruptness and things like that. So it's really a cool environment. The game engine runs great. There's great sound, great quality game. There's a super long playthrough, and also has some playthrough qualities like challenge mode and other modes where you basically go up against a lot of AI enemies and a time attack type thing. So it's really got that that boost there. So probably when it's all said and done, you got maybe 75 hours of gameplay through, and or maybe 60, 75, somewhere in between there, of playthrough that you could really play and get to know the game. So other than that, I mean, it's really, really great. I loved it. Compared to the other two, it's a great improvement over the other two. So if you like the other two, you'll really like this game because it's a prequel to the other two. And it really brings out everything that they had in the other two, especially, you know, the flow combat and things like that has really, really gotten improved, the upgrade system, etc. And of course, you get to see, you know, more old school villains. The villains that they are in the older games are now, I guess you could say, the original type. You know, they just became supervillains type thing. You meet Joker for the first time, things like that. So, really great game. Really great game. I would highly recommend it. I would go get it right now. Probably check Green Man Gaming. I'll have a link in the description. That's probably your best place to find it. It'll probably be on sale. So, this has been Steven from Legit PC. Highly suggest this game. This is my review of Batman Arkham Origins. And if you like my videos, please subscribe for other videos like it. And I'd like to thank you for watching. Take it easy.